Okay, let me start recording the session. Now the recording has started. Okay, so if you don't see that the session is not recorded, then you just remind me so that I will start the recording. Okay, I think we can start. One minute. Okay. Um, so as part of yesterday's session, or as of now, we have discussed about what is SAP GTS and what are the benefits of SAP GTS. We have discussed about what is the background or what is the SAP GTS meant for, and what are the business benefits of SAP GTS, and also we have discussed about GTS overview. We have discussed about the GTS overview. So as part of GTS overview, we have discussed about what are the different submodules, available in the GTS module, and their respective application areas. We have discussed about what are the different different submodules in SAP GTS and their application areas. So we know that there are 4 submodules in SAP GTS. We know that there are 4 submodules available in the SAP GTS, and then each and every submodule has been divided into different application areas. So can anyone tell me what are the different application areas available in the compliance management? What are the different application areas available in the compliance management? Can you please be louder? Somehow I am not getting your over. Very good. In the compliance management, we have three different application areas. Majorly, we have 3 different application areas. Those are compliance management, customs management. Sorry. In the compliance management, we have 3 different application areas: STL screening, embargo screening, and legal control, import and export, which is also called as license determination. These are the different application areas available in the compliance management. And what are the different application areas available in the customs management? Customs export declarations. Okay, Amit, tell me, Amit. Very good, very good. So that means in the customs management, we have product classification and then customs export declarations, customs import declarations, trade document services, communication process with the customs authority, incompletion control setting, and also defining the default data in the GTS system. These are the different application areas what we have discussed as part of customs management. And what are the different application areas in risk management? So preference determination and the letter of credit, preference determination and the letter of credit. These are the two different application areas which are available in the risk management. And finally, the last application area is, the last submodule is electronic compliance reporting. So do we have any sub-components or sub-application areas in the electronic compliance reporting? We have any sub-application areas? No. It itself is an application area, or it itself is a submodule available in the GTS module. So this is like, these are the different items what we have discussed as part of GTS overview till yesterday class. I mean to say that as of now we have tried to understand a high level overview of what is SAP GTS and what are the different submodules and their application areas in the GTS module. And also we discussed about the data, like okay, let me start the new topic today, that is data replication. The data replication between SAP ECC and SAP GTS module. So we need to know, as you already know that we need to transfer transactional data and master data. We need to transfer transactional data and master data from ECC to GTS system. So as part of transactional data, we need to transfer export sales orders, export outbound deliveries, export billing documents from export perspective from ECC to GTS, and from the import perspective, what we need to do, we have to transfer purchase order, inbound delivery and material document. So from the transactional data perspective, from the transactional data point of view, we need to transfer all our export transactions which we create in the FG module and all our import transactions which we create in the MM module. So that is what we need to transfer from the transactional data point of view. And from the master data point of view, what we need to do, we need to transfer customers, or we need to transfer materials, and we also need to transfer customers, we need to transfer materials, we need to transfer contact person and materials as well. We need to transfer customers. Let me write the material, okay? Okay. From the master data perspective, Suman. What is Suman? The same thing, development, quality and production. It is standard. You mean pre-production? Can you repeat your question? No, it's the same thing. It's the same. It is same as like ECC, which is like three-tier architecture, and also it is having the landscape, the way how ECC system is designed. So even ECC also, the landscape differs from customer to customer, right? The client to client. So for example, when I was working for one of the clients like 5 years back, they have almost 5 systems: development, quality, production, and they have one system for regression testing and other system for integration testing. That means they are using 5 systems. And even in the development system, they used to use 2 clients. One is golden client for configuration, the other is regular client for development work and the testing purpose. In the similar way, in GTS also, we have development, quality, production. If any client would like to have sandbox, they can have it. If any client would like to have what I can say pre-production or sandbox or whatever it is, they can have it. The same thing. It's not something different. Got it, Suman? Okay. Okay. From the transactional data perspective, what we do, we transfer sales orders, outbound deliveries, and billing documents from the export point of view to the GTS system. And from the import perspective, we transfer purchase order, inbound delivery, and material document. And then the master data point of view, what we do, we transfer. Let me take out it. I wanted to make a new thing. Okay. So from the master data point of view, we transfer customers, we transfer vendors, we transfer materials, and also we can transfer contact person. In today's class, this is what we already know, like in the yesterday's class, you understood that we need to transfer master data from the ECC to GTS, and also we need to transfer transactional data from ECC to GTS. So that is everybody knows, right? So the data which we need to transfer from ECC to GTS is master data and the transactional data. And as I already explained you, master data need to be transferred. Master data can be transferred to the GTS system on a periodical basis. You can transfer once in a day, or you can transfer once in a week, or you can transfer twice a day, or you can transfer twice a week, or whatever it is. Periodical transfer. You don't need to transfer whenever you create it. Even though you create a customer today or today morning, you don't need to transfer immediately in a fraction of seconds that customer from the ECC to GTS. So SAP suggests you can use periodical transfer. You can schedule a background job at any point of time so that the background job will pick up all the customers who were created before that time. So that is the periodical transfer which is required or which is suggested for the master data point of view. That's what we discussed. And from the transactional data point of view, what SAP is suggesting? SAP suggests please transfer transactional data, okay? Please transfer the transactional data using the real-time mode. So if you create sales order, expectation is that sales order needs to be replicated in the GTS system in a fraction of seconds. In the real time it has to transfer. It doesn't need to take time. The moment when you save it, if you go and look at the GTS system, that order will be available. So that means the master data can be transferred to the GTS system on periodical basis, but the transactional data need to be transferred to the GTS system the real-time mode. So this is what we discussed. In today's class, what we are going to discuss, what we are going to do, we are going to understand how the data replicated when you create a sales order, or when you create an outbound delivery, or when you create a billing document for export process, or when you create a purchase order, or when you create an inbound delivery, or when you create a material document for import purpose, what happens in the GTS system. So you know that by this time you might have some impression in your mind, you might have some opinion in your mind that we need to transfer all our transactions from ECC to GTS. That's you are sure. So now, or in today's class, what we need to know, what happens when you transfer the sales order from ECC to GTS. So what happens in the GTS system? That means, are we going to have the same sales order in the GTS or something else? In the similar way, when you transfer the outbound delivery to the GTS system, we need to know what is going to happen. Are we going to outbound delivery document in the GTS or something else? So like this, in today's class, we will try to understand what kind of data replication happens for the transactional data, and also what kind of data replication happens for the master data. That means, so what happens when you transfer the customer from ECC to GTS, and what happens when you transfer the vendor from ECC to GTS, what happens in the GTS, or what happens when you transfer the material from ECC to GTS. So like this, we are going to understand, we are going to discuss what kind of data replication happens, between SAP ECC to the GTS. So let us try to understand first transactional data perspective, then we can move to the master data. Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I thought I already shared it. Okay, I think you missed out, right? Let me repeat it. Okay. Okay. This is the diagram. This is the flow chart. What I would like to use to explain the transactional data replication from ECC to GTS, and then this is the master data. This is the flow chart which I can use to make you understand master data replication. So let me start, let me explain transactional data perspective. Okay. As everybody knows, whenever you create a sales order, to export a product, which you may call it as export sales order or the sales order, and you need a delivery document for your export sales, and in the similar way you need the billing document. So I mean to say that whether it is export sales or domestic sales, as long as it is the sales process, what we do, we create the sales order, we create the outbound delivery, and we create the billing document. We need to create a sales order to the customer, we need to create the outbound delivery to the customer, and we need to create billing document to the customer. We need to create invoice. So the way when you purchase something, what your company will do, they raise the sales order, and then they do the delivery, and finally they give the invoice. In the similar way, when any company is doing business with any customer, as part of their sales process, they need to create a sales order once receive the order, and they need to deliver the goods once the order is confirmed, and finally they need to send an invoice document, they need to send a billing document to the customer. So that is sales order, delivery and billing document. So whether it is domestic or export, we have the same sales order. Maybe you call it as export sales order if it is export process. If it is domestic process, you may call it as regular sales order or normal sales order. But as long as it is sales, you need to create a sales order, outbound delivery and billing document. And from the import purpose, export, you need the sales order, outbound delivery, billing document. If it is import, so in export what we do, we sell something, we send product out or we sell something to customer. In import, what we do, we purchase something, our company purchase something, our company procure something, our company will buy something, our company buy something or will buy something. So that means the import process involves whenever you buy something from the vendors who are residing in the different countries. Whenever you are purchasing something from the vendors who are residing in the different country, you call it as a import process. So for this import process, to buy something from the vendor, what you need to do? If it is export, you create the sales order. If it is import, what we need to do? We have to create purchase order. In export, we have the sales order. For your information, export and import are quite opposite. In export, we have the sales order. In import, we have the purchase order. Okay? Because since you are making the sales, you create a sales order. In import, you purchase something. You need to purchase. You are purchasing something. Then you are creating the purchase order. And here, you create the outbound delivery. Here, you create outbound delivery. Whereas, in import, you create inbound delivery. Why it is? When you are selling something, the delivery should be outbound. It is outbound process. The goods are going out. The goods are going out from your warehouse. That is the reason we need to create the outbound delivery. If it is import, it is inbound delivery. Why? The goods are coming towards your company. The goods are coming towards your warehouse. The goods are coming towards your plant. You are receiving something. In export, you are sending something out. In import, you are receiving inside. You are receiving inside your plant, inside your warehouse, or inside your storage location. That is what we do for import. Purchase order. So here sales order, here purchase order, here outbound delivery, here inbound delivery. And then in export we have the billing document. Actually in import we have vendor invoice. But from the SAP ECC and the GTS perspective, the vendor invoice is having no significance. It is having no significance. From the SAP ECC and the GTS integration, the vendor invoice, which is opposite to billing document, is not having any significance, is not having any importance. But the material document, what we create in ECC is having some importance. So that means, as part of export, we transfer sales order, we transfer outbound delivery, we transfer billing document. As part of import, we create purchase order, we create inbound delivery, and we do some process goods receipt. So why it is goods receipt? So here generally what happens? So here in export we have goods issue. In export we have goods issue process. In import we have goods receipt process. So what happens whenever you create the goods receipt, because in import process you need to receive the goods. Since you are receiving the goods, you perform the process of goods receipt. Whenever you perform the goods receipt process, in the background the system generates material document. I think almost 90% of the team members knowing this, but only 1 or 2 members are not aware of it. I know that who are not aware of this material document, I can talk to them tomorrow or day after tomorrow to make them understand. Okay, what is this material document? What is this goods receipt? But still, I can spend some time right away. Okay, basically, in export, we need to issue the goods. That means we have a process of goods issue. Since the goods are going out, you need to perform the process of goods issue in the SD process. In the similar way, when in import process, you are receiving the goods. So when you are receiving the goods, what you need to do? You have to perform the goods receipt process. In SAP, when you do the goods issue or when you receive the goods receipt, when you do the goods issue or when you do the goods issue in SD side, that is export side, when you do the goods issue from SD side or when you do the goods issue from MM side, that is import side, import process, in both the cases, what happens? A material document is generated in the background. A material movement document. Since the goods are moving, so in export what happens? The goods are moving outwards. In import, the goods are moving inwards. So whenever you perform goods issue in SD or export, that is export process, or whenever you perform goods receipt in MM or import, in both of the cases, the system creates a material document in the background. The system creates a material document in the background. So you may have the doubt. So then, Venkat, you are saying that a goods issue, for every goods issue in export or for every goods receipt in import, we have a material document. That's what I already explained. You may have the doubt. Then why are you not considering? You may have the doubt. You may have a question. Why Venkat is not considering material document created in the export and why we are only considering material document created in the import? Because it's SAP decision. SAP decided to use billing document to create the customs export declaration, but whereas SAP decided to use the material document to create the customs import declaration. So that means what happens? You ignore material document of export, but you have to give the importance to the material document of the import process. So that here what we need to know, from export perspective, we transfer the sales order, we transfer the outbound delivery, we transfer the billing document from ECC to GTS. From import perspective, we transfer purchase order, we transfer inbound delivery, and we transfer material document from the GTS system. These are the 6 transactions you need to remember. You need to by heart. You have to remember. No chance at all. You have to remember this. As part of export or import purpose, we have to transfer total 6 transactions. We have to transfer 3 transactions for export purpose, 3 transactions for the import purpose. So that's what we need to do, okay, as part of data. And now we need to know what happens when I transfer the sales order from ECC to GTS, and what happens when I transfer the purchase order from the ECC to GTS. Now I am going to explain. Okay. Whenever you transfer the sales order from ECC to GTS, what happens? The GTS system receives the sales order. The GTS system receives the sales order and creates a custom document. Whenever you transfer the sales order from the ECC to GTS, the GTS system creates a custom document at the sales document level. So the GTS system creates for every sales order, GTS system creates custom document at sales document level. Okay, that is the first part. In the similar way, whenever you create the outbound delivery, when you transfer this what happens? The GTS system creates custom document at the delivery document level. For the sales order, when you transfer the sales order, the GTS system creates custom document at sales level. When you transfer the outbound delivery, the GTS system creates custom document at the delivery document level. And finally, when you transfer the billing document, what happens? The GTS system creates customs export declaration document. In the first two cases, it is just custom document sales level, custom document delivery level. But whereas when you transfer invoice or the billing document from ECC to GTS, then the GTS system creates customs export declaration document, custom document sales document level, custom document delivery document level, and finally when you transfer the invoice, the GTS system creates customs export declaration document. So this is what happens from the export perspective. You may have the doubt, Venkat, how it happens. So how it happens or what need to be done to happen this, we will have detailed session from Monday onwards. We will have this that we will discuss what settings are required, what business add-ins are activated, what business add-ins we need to activate, and what settings we need to do, what document mapping we need to do, what organizational mapping we need to do. All those things we discuss as part of basic settings, SAP GTS basic settings, which we start from the Monday onwards. But in today's class, what we need to do, we need to know how the data replication happens. So that is, when you transfer the sales order, what document is created in the GTS, and when you transfer the outbound delivery, what document is created in the GTS. When you transfer the purchase billing document, what happens in the GTS. That's what we need to know. In the similar way, whenever you transfer the purchase order, what happens? The GTS system creates custom document at the purchase order level. So when you transfer the purchase order from ECC to GTS, the GTS system creates custom document at the purchase order level. And when you transfer the inbound delivery, the GTS system creates again custom document inbound delivery level. So like this, for purchase order it creates custom document purchase order level, and inbound delivery it creates custom document inbound delivery level, and finally when you transfer the material document, then the GTS system creates customs import declaration. So this is the data replication. Happens when you transfer the transactional data, export transactional data and import transactional data from ECC to GTS. I know everybody knows that we use SD module for export process. We use ECC sales and distribution module for export process, and we use ECC materials management module to support import process. So that's the reason, as part of export we use sales and distribution, where we have sales order, outbound delivery and billing document for export process, and for import process we use material management, where we have purchase order, inbound delivery and material document, and all these 6 transactions need to be transferred to the GTS system. And once you transfer these transactions, in a fraction of seconds, the GTS system creates custom document sales document level, custom document delivery level, custom document export declaration document level, customs export declaration, and when you transfer the purchase order, GTS system creates custom document purchase order level. When you transfer inbound delivery, GTS system creates custom document inbound delivery level. Finally, when you transfer the material document, the GTS system creates customs import declaration. This is the transactional data replication for the transactional data. And in order to happen this, in order to happen this automatically, we have to do so many settings. We have to activate some business add-ins in the ECC, and then we have to do so many basic settings in the GTS system, like we need to do the organizational mapping, we need to do the document mapping, we need to do the partner mapping. Okay, like this, we need to do some settings in the ECC and the GTS, then only this will happen. That we will discuss from Monday onwards. Now we finished data replication for the transactional data. So let me go to master data replication. So that means now we are going to discuss, now I am going to explain what happens when I transfer the customer from the ECC to GTS, or what happens when I transfer vendor from the ECC to GTS, or what happens when I transfer the contact person from the ECC to GTS, or what happens when I transfer the material from the ECC to GTS. So that's what I am going to explain. Okay. Basically, whenever you transfer customer, so you know that in our ECC, we have, okay, customer master data, and we have vendor master data, and also we have material master data. We have customer master data, vendor master data, and material master data in the ST and the ECC system. We can say in the ECC system. Okay. So now we need to know what will be created in the GTS system when you transfer customer, or what will be created in the GTS when you transfer the vendor. So let me tell you, whenever you transfer customer master to the GTS system, then the GTS system creates an associated business partner. So the way when you transfer the sales order to the GTS, what the GTS system is doing, the GTS system is creating an associated custom document. Whenever you transfer sales order from the ECC to GTS, then the GTS system is creating an associated custom document sales level, or an associated custom document delivery level, or an associated custom document purchase order level, or an associated custom document at inbound delivery level. In the similar way, whenever you transfer customer master from ECC to GTS, then the GTS system creates an associated business partner. The GTS system creates an associated business partner. The GTS system creates an associated business partner. In the similar way, whenever you transfer a vendor master to the GTS, then also the GTS system creates an associated business partner. When you transfer the customer, the GTS system creates an associated business partner. When you transfer the vendor, the GTS system creates an associated business partner again. And when you transfer the contact person, the GTS system creates an associated business partner. But when you transfer the material, the GTS system creates associated custom product. So that means the material will be having an associated custom product in the GTS system, and a customer, vendor, and a contact person, these people are having an associated business partner record and corresponding business partner record in the GTS module. So now you may have the question, you may have a doubt. Venkat, if GTS system creates business partner for the customer, if the GTS system creates business partner for the vendor, or if the GTS system creates business partner record for the contact person, how, your question may be, or you may have the question, if GTS system creates business partner record for the customer, or the business partner record for the vendor, or the business partner record for the contact person, then how can we differentiate which business partner is a customer, or which business partner is a vendor, or which business partner is a contact person? You may have this question. So because the GTS system is creating the business partner record, the GTS system is creating the business partner record for the customer, for the vendor, for the contact person. Then how can you differentiate or how can you identify which business partner is a customer, which business partner is a vendor, or which business partner is a contact person? We need to identify, right? Or we should be in a position to differentiate all these business partners. Because of this reason, what SAP GTS system will do, because of this reason, what SAP GTS system will do, SAP GTS system, okay, SAP GTS system will assign respect to roles, will assign respect to roles. So that means for the customer business partner, whenever the GTS system is creating the business partner for the customer, then it assigns the role as a customer role, that is business partner customer role. It assigns the role, that is customer role. For the customer, business partner will be created with the role of customer, I will show you. Monday I will show you, okay? The business partner record and business partner roles I will show you from Monday onwards. Monday onwards we will start to know, because by that time we will have clear understanding and a clear picture of the whole GTS overview and the GTS data replication. Monday onwards we will start the basic settings. We will start understanding business partner concept and the basic settings. I will be starting business partner concept in the GTS as part of the basic settings from Monday onwards. Okay. So the GTS system assigns customer role, and for the vendor, whenever the GTS system creates business partner for the vendor, then it assigns vendor role. And when the GTS system creates business partner for the contact person, it assigns the role as a contact person. For example, okay, this way, even though the GTS system is creating business partner record for customer, or the GTS system is creating the business partner record for the vendor, or the GTS system is creating the business partner for the contact person, in all the cases, the GTS system assigns business partner role, that is the customer role, vendor role, contact person role. How it happens, we will see from the Monday onwards. Monday onwards, when we start the basic settings, we understand what kind of settings are required, to transfer the customer from the ECC to GTS, and what kind of settings are required to transfer the vendor from the ECC to GTS, or what kind of settings are required to transfer the contact person from the ECC to GTS, or to transfer the material master from the ECC to GTS. But in today's class, try to understand what happens when you transfer what data. So that means when you transfer the master data like customer from the ECC to GTS, the GTS system creates business partner with the customer role. When you transfer the vendor, the GTS system creates business partner with the vendor role. When you transfer contact person, the GTS system creates business partner with the contact person role. And finally, when you transfer the material, the GTS system creates custom product and a custom business product in the GTS module. So this is the data replication happens between SAP, ECC and the GTS. This is for the master data, and this is for the transactional data. So this is about the master data replication. And now I'm going to explain you who is the business partner, or how SAP GTS defined the business partner. After completing business partner, I will stop, but let me start explaining the business partner. Before I start from my side, can anyone tell me what's your understanding of the business partner? Who is a business partner? Very good. That's the correct exact definition. somebody else also can explain, but that's the perfect definition. Still any answer? Excellent, excellent, correct. So that means bi- that means business partner. That means business partner is a member, or business partner is a member, or business partner is an organizational unit, or business partner is a person who is involving in the business. From the SAP GTS perspective, business partner is a member or is an entity. Business partner is a member or is an entity or an organizational unit who is participating in the international trade. So here, what kind of business partners we have in the GTS system? What kind of people can be participated in the international trade? We may have customers, we may have a vendor, okay? We may have customer, we may have vendor, or we may have contact persons. And also we may have banks. A bank is also an entity. A bank is an entity which is also participated in the business. And also a financial institution. Financial institution is also an entity. Financial institution is also an entity who is participating in the international trade. Or even a visitor, a visitor who is involving in the business can also consider as a business partner in the GTS module. In GTS, we define the business partner is a member, is a person, or is an entity who is participating in the business. So, whenever you are transferring, sometimes if you create a bank in the ECC, you may have a requirement to transfer the bank from the ECC to GTS. Then what the GTS system will do? The GTS system creates a business partner. The GTS system creates business partner for the bank, but assigns a bank role. It assigns the bank role. Okay? It creates business partner record for all the elements you transfer from the ECC to GTS, but it assigns different roles. For customer, it assigns the customer role. For bank, it assigns the bank role. For contact person, it assigns the contact person role. So for example, the role names in SAP GTS is, okay, SLL, CPS, SLL, CPC, and this is for vendor SLL, CPS, and for bank SLL, BNK. Okay, like this it creates and assigns respective roles to the each and every business partner in the GTS system. And also I wanted to tell you one more point here. In SAP GTS, whether it is the transaction code, whether it is the table, or whether it is the report, whether it is the program, whether it is the function module, whether it is the user exit, whether it is the business add-in, whatever it is in SAP GTS, whatever it is, all starts with SLL. Okay, all starts with SLL. All starts with, whether it is a role, whatever it is, starts with SAP SLL. This is the, I will tell you like one more time, maybe in next week. But since I reminded myself now, I am telling that in SAP GTS, all the T codes or transaction codes or tables or reports, programs, everything starts with SAP SLL. So this is about the data replication for the master data and the transactional data. And let me find out anything else which we can. So this is we already covered. So this is also we covered. This is covered. Okay. Okay. So with this we have covered the complete overview of SAP GTS module, and also data replication or the data integration, or you can say data integration between SAP ECC and the GTS, and data replication between SAP ECC and the GTS. So this is what we have covered. As of this moment. From Tuesday morning onwards, our next class is scheduled. Tuesday morning. As I told you, every week we will be having Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These are the 4 classes what we are intended to conduct the training, and each and every class today it will be 1 hour, but Tuesday onwards it will be 1 hour 15 minutes. Every class we spent. From Tuesday morning onwards, we will get into the system. And also we will start general basic settings. Basic settings are general settings in SAP GTS module. So that's what we are going to cover for 3 classes, for the first 3 classes, and then once we finish general basic settings of SAP GTS module, then we will start SPL screening, embargo, and the rest of the application areas. Basically, in the general settings, we discuss organizational structure, document structure, partner structure, numbering schemes, and also we discussed about some basic settings required for the system perspective. So once we finish those basic settings, then we will get into respective application areas. We start the application areas. So this is for the next week. Next week, primarily all 4 classes, we will try to finish general settings configurations. We are going to start configurations from Tuesday morning onwards. And one more thing, I request you all, I already sent you the bank details. Indian Overseas Bank and ICICI Bank. Please, you have enough time. Almost you have 3 days time. Before the next class, I request you all. I think only 30% of the team members paid at this moment. I request you all of the team members can pay the money before next class. That is our next class is Tuesday morning India time. So before that time, you can pay the money, and once I receive the payment, I start requesting the server provide details. I will send you the server details. You can start practicing from Monday onwards, like next Tuesday onwards. You can start practicing the server. Okay. Sidhu? Actually, I would like to go for 6:15. Sridhar, is it okay? Just 15 minutes, right? Sridhar. Okay, thank you, Sridhar. Actually, because of you only, I didn't announce. Okay. And one more thing, from Tuesday morning onwards, we will start the class at 6:15. We are just preponing to 15 minutes. So maybe just for one month or 1 month, 10 days, 40 days, just habituate or try to adjust your timings from 6:15 to probably 7:30 or 7:30 or maybe 7:30. Okay. Tuesday morning we will have session India time 6:15 a.m. Tuesday morning. Please join accordingly. And I request you please pay the money in these 2-3 days time. Okay. Thank you, because I need to order the server access. If I receive like from the payment from everyone, I can request them server access lump sum so that they are okay. If I keep ordering one or two server access, they don't give like proper benefit proper they can say proper rate. They ask me like pay very huge amount for each and individual access. That's the reason. Once I get the confirmation from like receive the payment, then I can request how many servers I need. So it's only for the new student. I know that there are a couple of old students. You don't need to consider this payment option. You already paid and everything. You are good. It's only for the new team members. As of now, only very few percentage of people paid and try to pay it by today or tomorrow. Tell me who is that? I didn't. Nitin, actually, I'm not sure whether your email ID is there in the distribution list. Let me find out, okay? Maybe. So I wanted to read out the names. You can just let me know. So Nitin, is your mail ID your mail ID is there, right? Is the correct mail ID nitin.bhatia.321? Okay. I will do one thing. I will resend all the recordings one more time to all of the team members. Okay. By today evening of my time, like maybe in 2-3 hours, I need to convert this recording. By today evening of. Okay. This documents, right? I can send you this document. I can send you this overview documents. Okay. I have one demo document and overview document. I will send you all these documents. Okay. Thank you for participating. Uh, Sorry for asking one more time. It's only for I need to request the server provider. Please try to make the payment. Okay. Thank you. Don't take in a different way. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will be available for some time. Yes, Suresh. Sure. And one more thing. Who is this Raj? I can see Raj. He left. I think he's left. It's okay. Sure. You are the old one, right? Maybe this is the new list. Okay. I will send you. I will add you, Suresh, to this list. No problem. Amit, I already added your name. I will because I have not shared the recording yesterday. Once I start sharing, I will add your email ID is already there. Okay. Suresh is which one is your email ID? MIT, right? Okay. And you change it, right? Gmail, you change it, right? Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, thank you for participating and see you Tuesday morning 6:15 a.m. India time. Okay? Okay, thank you.